What's going on? I'm Smoak and this is Smoak-n-Guns. Today we're going to be going over the KIMBER EVO SP. Pretty much you're going to get your box and everything when you buy it. They pack a lot of paperwork and stuff in there, and then a chamber flag, which is useful at some points. But then you're going to get one of their soft carrying cases. Which I do like the soft carrying cases. I hate blow molded cases. They're useless. You feel obligated to keep them for some reason when you get them, just in case you ever sell the firearm. So you end up with 50 of those things under your bed. These, you keep the pistol in them, and when you're going to the range or whatever, you just throw it in a bag, and you can throw like 5 or 6 pistols in there and you don't have to worry about damaging them. So I do like that most companies are going with these, even though you've got some stragglers. So way to go, Kimber. So with the SP, you're gonna get your pistol and 2 magazines. Both magazines are 7 round with extended pinky. I have safety checked this weapon. Both mags are empty. There's no ammo around here for any of you super safety advocates that don't think that people safety check weapons before they do a video. But yeah, so we'll get a close-up and we'll go over this, and I brought a couple guns out to compare it with similar size. So we'll weigh this one and weigh those, and then we'll also get a trigger pull on this one. Alright guys, the guns I'm going to be comparing the KIMBER EVO with is the SIG Sauer P938, which is another single stack all metal frame pistol. Only difference is this one is hammer fired rather than striker fired, but it's pretty similar. And then of course the Smith & Wesson Shield 9mm, and the reason I have this one in there is because it's probably the most known, and it's definitely the most owned 9mm single stack pistol on the market today. So that'll be the most comparable for most of you out there. So let's get started. And both of these are safety checked as well. Nothing in the magazine. Nothing in the mag. Nothing in the pistol. That's for you guys. You know who I'm talking about. Alright. So we'll go ahead and stack them all up. Check the height from the top of the slide to the bottom of the mag, and I put all 7 round mags in these, so we'll have a level playing field. So let me put the Smith right there. So the Smith & Wesson and the KIMBER are pretty much exactly the same, and the SIG is actually a little bit shorter. Not sure if you can see that. Yeah. So it's got a little bit of advantage there. But tip the butt, they're all pretty close. The SIG has an advantage over them again. The beaver tail is slightly shorter but close to the other ones, but then you're missing all this material right here where the striker fired pistols kind of need more material. And width wise, I know you can't compare them too much, but they're all pretty similar. The SIG is a little bit thinner throughout the frame itself. A Kimber holds that kind of chunky look to it, but the slides are pretty comparable. I think they're all about as thin as you can get running the 9mm cartridge. And so that's about it. Let's go ahead and we'll get a weight comparison with them. Oh, trusty scale here. I can't tell if I've got a glare on that. And that looks different than what I got earlier. Hold on. It's in grams. Well, I'm not sure how to get it back out of there. Alright, there we go. There we go. $21 ounces. $17.7 ounces, and the Smith & Wesson is 20.6 ounces. So the SIG has a slight advantage over the Kimber. I actually like the slightly heavier weight with such a small pistol though. But next measurement we're going to get is a trigger pull, our trusty Lyman gauge. .6. .5. .13. And we won't compare it with the SIG just because that's a single action trigger there, so it's a little unfair battle. We'll do a pull or two on the Smith. 4 pounds, 14 ounces. .8. And 4.3. Alright. So we'll go ahead and go over the trigger in this. It has a very smooth trigger in it because it's an all metal gun, no plastic parts, so you've got low friction because it's pretty good machining in it. And I oiled it a little bit, but you do have that hinge safety in it, because there's no manual safety on this gun. And you see, you got just that slight amount before you actually hit the take up in the gun, and then slight amount of creep, and it breaks. As soon as you get the take up out, you hit the kind of a wall, then you have that drag through the trigger pull, but it's all very, very consistent and smooth. And then we'll do one with the reset. A little too far. Now, it's got a short reset on it, but it is not tactile at all. You cannot feel it, and you can barely hear it. That's one downfall to it. But you let off of it all the way, you're not really losing too much. For a self-defense weapon, it's a pretty good trigger for a striker fired weapon. And we'll go ahead and take it down real fast. Let me get my punch. It comes down like all these 1911 style pistols, all the ones Kimber makes, Sig makes, the new ones that Springfield makes, the old Colt, all of it. You line, you got the takedown lever, and you're gonna line it up with the notch right here. You can see it. So you're gonna line that up, and then when you do, you're gonna push the pin out from the other side. It's kind of hard to do this on video. But you're gonna push the pin out from this side. Yeah. Just pull the takedown lever all the way out, or the slide stop. Release the slide, and it'll come right off. And I've had probably close to 1,000 rounds through here now, give or take. And you see the finish is holding up pretty good, even on the slide. Kimber's known for their flawless tooling on guns. There's really no tooling marks. The fit and finish of this gun is perfect. The finish holds up good. I have some other Kimbers which are holding up pretty good as well. The finish is good on the inside of the gun. You see there's really no tooling marks in there. Do a pretty good job to be a relatively new company compared to, let's say, Smith & Wesson or FN, Springfield, some of the ones that have been around for 100+ years. Let's take a look at the slide. Same thing. Excellent, excellent workmanship. It's set up pretty much like your standard striker fired. Your safety block, your actual striker. It has your recoil spring is captured, which is good. You don't have to worry about it flying in your face when you're trying to put it back in. You have this kind of weird two-piece deal though. This little lug, I'm not sure the exact name, that sits on the back of it that drops into the bottom of the barrel. Something unique. And then your barrel is pretty standard. Says a match grade barrel. Try and get this thing to focus. I don't know why I'm having trouble with it. Pretty clean. Couple little marks on it, but nothing out of the ordinary from firing it close to 1,000 times. And the inside still looks good. So we'll go ahead and throw it back together. Spring goes on there, and then this little lug piece just pops right back into the top. Sits on there, and you just push it into place. Pretty easy. But yeah, like the slide to frame fit is excellent on here. There's no play in there. Super smooth. All I do with all my steel frame pistols is I don't use oil. I use the Lucas gun grease, and I take a Q-tip and rub some down the slide, and that's the best way I've found to go so far. I don't think I've put any extra grease on this from when I first got it. As you can see, it's still exactly where I put it, and it seems to be smoother without oil. And we're going to go in reverse. You have to pull back the slide just a tiny bit to line the barrel back up to where it'll drop in there. Yeah, you just pull back enough to where it drops in there. And then you're going to pull it back to the same position where that opening is in the slide, and you're going to kind of force it in there. It's got a little spring detent in there, which I like. The SIG doesn't have one, and to hold it in place, it has a spring, but if I go slow, I mean, I'm not sure if this would ever cause me an issue, but sometimes it'll actually drop free where it'll hang the gun up. And I don't foresee that ever being an issue. Well, I've went the racket slow before. It's not wanting to cooperate now, and it's dropped out of place. Maybe it's because it's been so long. Yeah, it's not wanting to do it. Alright, so forget I even mentioned that. But just trust me, it'll drop out of place. This goes pretty firmly in place. But overall, I like this gun. Like I said, I fired close to 1,000 rounds through it. No issues. The gun fires great, and for such a small pistol with the weight of the stainless and the metal frame and everything is real controllable. I got the upgraded model. I think the MSP for it is $9.99 or retail, but you find them for around $8.99 normally. I got this one on a pretty decent sale at Cabela's, but I couldn't turn it down. But it comes with the G10 grips on it, which are pretty neat looking. I put G10 grips on most everything I got because they're super textured, and I like the real grippy textures on guns. And it's got a contour in it. If you can see that, kind of molded a little bit to your hand. It's got a dip in there for your thumb. And then it also has the matching back strap on it, which is pretty neat, or mainspring housing. And then this one has night sights. They're decent. Not the best I've had. Trying to get it to focus. Just trying to focus on other stuff. Normally it cooperates better. It has a white contrasting dot up front. I like the high vis ones, but this one works just fine. They have these grooves up top to help mitigate glare. I'm not sure how much that helps, but pretty nice. The cutouts on the back are pretty good. I wish they would have added another groove or two up front though, because I mean, if you don't grab this thing just right, you just slip off of it, and I'm sure y'all have experience with doing that. You bust your knuckle on the chamber pretty easy, and it hurts. But I would definitely recommend this for anybody who likes metal frame pistols, wants a good concealed, high quality. I know it's expensive, but you get what you pay for. These are fine. I've had 3 of them, but I would definitely choose this over that, or even the SIG. I've never had an issue with the SIG, and I probably have 4,000 rounds through this. I've had the SIG for close to 4 years now, and I'll do a review on that. I've only had this for about 6-7 months, but yeah, I've liked it. I have a holster for it. I've carried it several times, and I've had no holster wear on it anywhere that I've seen. Maybe just these couple little marks on the back here from probably the belt buckle hitting, but it's held up pretty good. Said I would definitely recommend it if anybody's doubting getting one for functional issues. I haven't seen anything about these. I know the Solo was a big flop, but Kimber's definitely redeemed herself with this one as far as single stack striker fired pistols in their format, trying to stick as close to 1911 as they can. But yeah, pretty nice. Wish it had slightly more capacity, one more round in there, but 7 rounds plus 1 in the chamber. I say if you can't hit what you're shooting at with 8 rounds, you probably shouldn't have a gun in the first place. But alright, well, this is gonna be the end of this review. If y'all have any complaints or questions, comments, anything, of course leave them. I do look through those, and I try and answer everybody, even if you're bashing me, whatever. I take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, like, subscribe, whatever y'all want to do, and I'm going to try and start posting more videos. I have plenty of stuff to do content on. I'm going to try and throw some you know, holster reviews in there. Like this one, I keep the SIG in stealth gear. I really didn't hear much about them before, but these are excellent holsters, so I'll go over that. I have several of them for different types of pistols, outside waistband, inside waistband. Yeah, just keep up. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. I know I had to bring the video inside today. It was quite windy, so I'll see how it comes out. But yep, hope y'all liked it. Thanks.